Hi, and thanks for joining me today. I am Michelle, a long-term care ombudsman at Voices. We serve as advocates for those living in long-term care homes in Vanderburgh County, Indiana. Before we dive into gaining access to medical records of those living in long-term care homes, I wanted to let you know I am making a conscious effort to refer to long-term care residents as neighbors. To learn why, find our video on Words Matter on YouTube. So, access to medical records. We get calls from neighbors and family members wanting to see the medical records or chart of neighbors. Sometimes it is just to know what the doctor has ordered, or what medications a neighbor is taking, or what their plan of care says. It's really a logical request, but it's often met with resistance. Neighbors may be told they have to check with the administrator or with corporate before giving access to the chart. In Indiana, neighbors living in long-term care homes have the right to immediate access to his or her active clinical or medical records. This may vary in other states, but usually the most it should take to provide neighbors with access is 24 hours, excluding weekends and holidays. The active clinical record is for current neighbors and includes such things as diagnosis, medications, assessments, care plans, doctor's orders, treatments, diet, things like that. An example of non-medical records would be an accounting of the neighbor's trust account or a copy of the contract between the neighbor and the home. For non-medical records, the home has 24 hours in which to provide the records. Keep in mind, it can take longer to access or obtain records for folks that no longer live in the home. But even then, it shouldn't take an unreasonable amount of time. So to gain immediate access to a neighbor's paper or computer records, really all that's needed is for the neighbor to ask to see them. Some homes may require the person asking for information to sign a request. And since the home is responsible for security of the records, the home may also require viewing of the records to be done under staff supervision, as there have been instances where neighbors have added notes to their own paper charts. A neighbor also has the right to receive copies of his or her chart. After the request is made, the home has 2 working days, excluding weekends and holidays, in which to provide copies to the neighbor. If the records are kept electronically, the neighbor may request either a paper copy or an electronic copy of the records. Be aware, the home may charge reasonable fees for copies of the records. The current fee for medical records is found in the Indiana statute. Persons other than neighbors who can access information are a person appointed by the neighbor in most powers of attorney or appointments of healthcare representative documents. It can be a court-appointed guardian too that can have access to the records. Or a healthcare surrogate as outlined in the state statute, might also be able to request records on the neighbor's behalf if the neighbor is no longer able to make decisions. However, in keeping with the fundamental rights of neighbors to be treated with dignity and respect, it is important to try to seek permission from a neighbor before gaining or giving access to the neighbor's records. It really is just the right thing to do. If you encounter any problems accessing your records or records as a neighbor's legal representative, please contact the local long-term care ombudsman for free assistance. Ombudsman can give you the information needed to resolve the issue, or we can get directly involved by educating the home on the regulations. So, to sum up, neighbors, and possibly their legal representatives, have a right to immediate access to the neighbor's records, as well as the right to receive a copy of the records within 2 business days for a reasonable fee. Thanks for joining me. I really hope you find this information helpful. Until next time, join us in upholding the dignity and quality of life of those neighbors living in long-term care neighborhoods. Thank you.